Oh, welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest, the greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. My name is DZ. I normally have headphones. We come to you Monday through Friday, 5:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about your favorite topics with your favorite guests. And we got one maybe still coming in. We're trying to figure out a little VPN issue, Chrome issue, but we're going to go ahead and start on the top right with Piano Matty B, and hey, maybe we'll even see some wildlife crawl across the screen. We don't know what to expect with that piano man. No, not Billy Joel. Then Crypto Crow, he's probably going to come in. So someone said something about they loaded blanks in this gun, but maybe it was a real bull. I don't know. Let's hope the Crow is okay. Let's hope Crow's okay. Then on the bottom left, one of my favorite guests. You never know what direction it's going to go, but he knows what direction that market's going to be going. Crypto Face. Make sure you check out I think his second to last video. You had Gareth Soloway on. Great stuff. Then on the top left, wait a minute. Who is this? Sin City Crypto in the studio in Atlanta. You can recognize that NF Touchable in the background. A little Matador action there. A little Gary V pillow. A little vision. That is right. We had Sin City in the house today. Sin City, always a great time. But make sure you're checking out everyone's socials and make sure you're hitting that like button right now. It really helps us out getting this YouTube algorithm. But today we're talking about 300,000 Bitcoin moving around, changing hands. What does this mean for the price? Also, Coin Center and Tornado. Someone's going to court. How is this going to play out? And Alphabet, that's right, Google being the top blockchain investor of the year. Where's the bullish narrative? Here is the bullish narrative. But before we do that, let's look at the market, see where things are heading. And looks like slight downturn here. We can see Bitcoin down slightly, fell below that $24,000 level. We have Ethereum down about 1%, also down below that $1,900 level. Now, Crypto Face, I think you've only done like one stream in the past week. It's just been kind of boring, chopping along sideways. This band's getting tighter. Looks like this coil is ready to move in a direction. Do you have any opinions on what way are we going? I know you said, hey, we're going to go up to the mid-20s and expect a pullback. Are we at that level yet? Do we have another leg up? What's going on with the markets?
Yeah, man. It's funny. You mentioned the Google thing. When we struck the new year, 2022, we were at like $40,000. We were pretty much kind of halfway through of our all the way down. So it's really probably ain't that big of a deal. Man, we've been in this downtrend. Well, not downtrend, but we've been at this like 20K kind of sideways slowing up for almost 3 months now. It's been like 80 days. And last time where we were kind of at this hitch, we still had like another 2 years to go. That's why I just say let time go by, man. The price is going to go up and down. I told you guys I was right about that. And, let's let time go by. Honestly, dude, it's kind of nice to take the time off. The violence has gone down. The amount of people that are like screaming in pain and asking for money, the loudness of pain has kind of gone down. So that doesn't mean it's the bottom right now. We got to jump all in. But to me, it's just gonna take some time, and hell, maybe this is the bottom. We can consolidate or just go down to a 50%, and that's the bottom, and whatever. So just letting time go by.
Hey, just for reference, people who's saying that 50%, that is that Three Amigo target. So don't scoff at that 50% drop. It could happen a lot faster than you expect. This is crypto. This is Bitcoin. But speaking of Bitcoin, we got a lot of Bitcoin changing hands, and we're speaking specifically of the short-term holders to the long-term holders. And it looks like the short-term holders have increased the amount of Bitcoin by 330,000 coins, a whole lot of coins. Meanwhile, hey, where is this coming from? A little bit from the miners, but no, it's the long-term holders. The long-term holders, they have sold 300,000 Bitcoin. Now, traditionally, we think of the long-term holders, being able to navigate this market, but a lot of the short-term holders, they're able to buy these dips well. They're able to sell these tops well. Some of these wallets are mixed in with some of the people with the good alpha, the people making the good trades. And short-term holders up 300K. Now, Piano Matty B, It's a lot of short-term holders buying in, scooping up some of this Bitcoin. I think Crypto Face kind of said it well, at 20 and just kind of trading sideways with a slight upward trajectory here. Now, what are the markets telling you? I mean, traditionally we see, these long-term holders, short-term holders. Short-term holders oftentimes buy the tops, sell the bottom. Now it seems like they're wising up. Is this crypto YouTube? We don't know, but what are the markets telling you, and what is some of this data telling you in our general direction?
Well, it doesn't really surprise me that people are buying in because this is essentially a dream price. 6 months ago, this would have been a dream for anyone to get in at 20K or even 30K. I remember watching videos where people are saying, if it gets to 30K, I'm reversing the truck and I'm gonna buy everything I got. Now that it's 20K, I think people are buying it. But I find when I go out of my house, which is very rare, the conversations I have with people, they kind of want to push that wound, like how's Bitcoin doing? It's not doing so well, is it? And I have to tell them that the value proposition of Bitcoin hasn't changed. The price has gone down. So for me, I'm a kid in a candy land, and I think even like the the people that are buying now, they appreciate how cheap it is, and they're kids in Candyland too. So it doesn't surprise me that people are piling in. I'm actually surprised that it's not more than 300.
Yeah. Those I've been clear about this. I had a Twitch past, and every now and then I'll have a Twitch follower. I'm not going to say it's cool, and they'll message me when there's bad news, and they're like, "Hey, what's this scam doing? This scam's looking bad." They love coming out of the woodwork. Cool, I love you, man. All right,
they
now
talking about USD?
Crypto Crow. Traditionally in the bear market, we see that dominance rise. I wanted to pull up this dominance percentage here on CoinMarketCap. You can see Bitcoin up. We could kind of scroll to it a little bit there. Bitcoin at 40%, ETH at 20%. Crow, traditionally during these bear markets, this Bitcoin dominance rises, gets a lot higher. I think we all agree that, slowly over time it will shrink, but this is shrinking a lot and is shrinking quite fast. What do you think the reason is here? Is it stable coins? Is it ETH? Is it a little bit of everything? Is the days of Bitcoin dominating bear markets over?
Well, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Am I good? I had to set a lot of stuff up and I just figured some of it out. I really look like a pixelated old man right now, don't I?
Nah.
So it's as far as stable, I'm surprised anybody's really using stable coins right now personally. I mean, with the way regulation is starting to come out and warning fires have been shot, and I'm just kind of like I don't feel comfortable using any stable token right now personally, but I also expect some bigger dips lower in Bitcoin. So I guess a lot of people, if people are using stable tokens right now, yeah, they're probably doing that because they expect a bigger drop in Bitcoin's price. And then, they'll have quick access to buy back in at a lower price point. If we happen to hit somewhere around 11.5 or something crazy, which some people are saying is impossible, but I think it is possible given the global climate right now. So yeah, nothing's really surprising me right now because I think pretty much everything is almost like we're looking at we're like looking at the mirror of a fun house right now, and everything's distorted and awkward and weird and doesn't make much sense. So it doesn't really surprise me at all.
Yeah, that was me looking at the mirror my entire adolescence, actually. All right, well, let's move on, talk a little. Oh, wait, no, Sin City, I got to get your take on this because you always have a good nuanced approach when we're talking about politics specifically. And I want to talk about the major bill that just got signed today, the Biden's infrastructure bill, $750 billion. I'm sorry, let me call it by its real name here. What are they? Oh, the Inflation Reduction Act, or the Inflation Act. We can also
call it. You got to give me
a
piece of this one.
All right. Well, I'll start with I'll start with you, Sin City. Is this bullish for crypto?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I do want to say that Sin City Crypto has infiltrated the Hit Network building. We heard that Ben was not going to be in studio today, so we came up in arms. We've taken over. You now have a new commander of the XRP army. So, we're launching a coup here. We got about half the staff on our side. So, now, so to get into this Bitcoin logic here. With the wallets with the wallets increasing and there being smaller amounts in each wallet, a lot of people like to push the narrative that, hey, there's more users in Bitcoin, the network is growing. I like to pump the brakes on that thought a lot of the times, because for one, you have if you have an investment of say $10 million and you put it in 5 years ago, obviously it's worth a lot more now. So it's smart to mitigate your risk by diversifying your assets and holding more wallets. We did see a mass exodus when it comes to the altcoin market. I know Ethereum is holding strong. We referenced their dominance. They have a major catalyst coming up. It only makes sense. Obviously, people feel comfortable with Ethereum, but you have a lot of money leaving the altcoin market and going into Bitcoin. And you know what? You're not going to keep it all in one wallet anyways. And then not to mention the liquidation, cascading liquidations with all of the major projects, the Celsius and the Voyager. The liquidated Bitcoin, that amount of Bitcoin went somewhere. It didn't go back to the exchanges. It went to people that were shorting the market and taking advantage of over leveraged institutions. And I think those are predominantly the figures that are walking away with this Bitcoin. And why keep it all in one wallet? Diversify. That's what the numbers are telling me.
All right, great. And $5 for my allegiance to join the Sin City coup. That's point for Chainlink. Thank you. All right, yeah.
And I got your headset too, if you're wondering. So
just with the pay for Crypto Crow. Real quick, what are your thoughts on this Biden bill? Bullish for crypto? Yay or nay?
You want me to be real quick? Okay, yeah. So I think it's funny that we need a recession reduction bill when Biden said there was 0% recession going on. Here's the thing. I don't really focus so much on these tiny little ideas, because really I was just having a conversation with somebody today about, zooming out overall. And when I say zooming out, I don't mean zooming out at a crypto chart and looking at it on a logarithmic scale over 20 years. I'm talking zooming out over, the grand world map and kind of where we're at and what's happening. And, to give you an example, I just discovered Energy Web Token, right? This decentralized open source system that is all about, alleviating carbon emissions and things like that, and some of the big major corporations and the people that are associated with that and backing that. And here's the thing. One of the reasons why I've been struggling so much with my channel lately and kind of trying to find myself is because everything that I read and everything that I see and all the dots I'm putting together are taking me to a place I can't openly discuss on YouTube. So because I've been shut down for no reason, no, and it's like it ruined all my algorithm and everything. So now I'm kind of lost because I don't know how to express what I feel is truly happening, and how we're all in a weird way being kind of herded like cattle into the dare I say the slaughterhouse to a degree, depending on how you want to look at the situation. The one thing that I could say is everybody that's interested at all should go read The Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab. Read the book, because it's an easy read. It's not written by anybody brilliant or anything, in my opinion. It's a lot of cliff notes that kind of spell out, this is where we are, this is where we're heading, and these are the technologies we're going to use to get there. And blockchain is one of them. And so when you see a lot of this stuff happening with the regulation coming down and the Bitcoin market acting so odd over this last cycle, and things like I guess it's a topic that's coming up next, the Tornado Cash thing, all of these things are ultimately just kind of funneling people into a much more narrow road. And man, there's so much I read. When I said give me a piece of this, I want to say so much more, but I know I really can't.
I think it's safe to say Crypto Crow will not eat the crickets, and I think crickets is also what that joke created. Hey, no, I gotta laugh. All right, well, let's talk about that Tornado Cash and Coin Center lawsuit. just some of the details. CoinCenter, it's a non-profit crypto policy, and they are going to challenge them in court on the recent sanctions from the U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Asset Control, also known as OFAC. And they are claiming that Tornado Cash was used to launder more than $7 billion. Well, other firms are saying, well, it looks like a lot of that was for legitimate reasons, and maybe $1.5 billion were used illicitly, and they're going to take them to court. They're going to fight them. They're going to try to get these wallets off the sanctions list. They're fighting for Americans, and they're saying basically the U.S. government has taken the stance that people behind the app repeatedly failed to improve effective controls designed to stop it from laundering funds. But they would say, look, there is no entity behind. This is just a protocol that was created. This is, out there. This is separate from Blender.io. Blender.io had an entity controlling what was happening through Blender, whereas Tornado Cash, the entity, created the protocol, walked away. The protocol lives on its own on the blockchain here. Now, Piano Matty B, do you think that the U.S. Treasury is going to have the bandwidth to shut down Tornado Cash? I don't know if maybe Piano Matty B, maybe you got some of that ETH, but a lot of .ETH people getting, 0.1 ETH sent to them as a joke. Lots of wallets, Tornado Cash, those small amounts is harder to track. Will the Treasury Department be able to even curtail it if they choose to?
Short answer, no. But I mean, long answer, there's enough people that are going to hear this and get scared, because that's what it's all about. They just want to scare the normies into thinking there's a big, bad criminal syndicate that's laundering money through this Tornado Cash. And there's way more of them than there are of us who can see through this. And I mean, as I come from a place where the government's lying to you, stealing your money, and ultimately want you to die after they get the money. So when I see something like this, my frame of reference comes from that, and I can see through it. So to me, this is just one of those problem reaction solutions that they put out there. Everyone cries for someone to fix it, and it's kind of heartbreaking, like that someone's going to bat for this. But does it, like the do-gooder nonprofit, have a leg to stand on to the deep, dark money it's up against? I don't think so.
Yeah, they're definitely going to not have those that Ripple wallet amount. All right. Well, speaking of Ripple, now Sin City Crypto, they're trying to take them to court. Essentially taking a page from Ripple Labs' playbook there, where, hey, let's fight this in the courts. Let's, make them spend their resources. No more, lawyering up, and they just bully us into submission here. Let's fight back. David versus Goliath here. Is this strategy viable for the long term for crypto? We might see it in other industries, but will the financial institutions allow this strategy to, be carried out over the next decade or two?
Well, when you compare Ripple versus the Tornado Cash situation, Ripple's network is still accessible, is still running. You just can't buy and sell the XRP token on exchanges. So it's a little different. The lawsuit is against Ripple and not XRP, which I know a lot of people interchange the two, but there is a difference there. Now, when it comes to the Tornado Cash, it's very interesting to me how this is all playing out, because essentially you have the government trying to fight an open source protocol, aka they're just trying to block the internet. That's really all it is. It's software that lives on the internet, and it's there and accessible to anybody. So the people that are using it, the people that you're trying to stop, let's not kid ourselves. These are masterminds when it comes to knowing coding and how to infiltrate somebody's website, and the simple VPN can circumvent all of that. So to have the expectations that you can block somebody from using the Tornado Cash, when these people are literally hacking, or the people they're trying to stop, the people that are stealing from other protocols, that are literally hacking and laundering money, and they know computers in and out, and this is no way stretch of the imagination going to stop them. And obviously, it is a huge. People are underestimating that this is a violation of our freedom of speech. What is next? If you're going to block an open source protocol, I mean, that's what's next. Facebook. I mean, you could talk about the Human Genome Program. I mean, that's an open source protocol too. Are you going to start can you start blocking people's that have criminal genes in their genetic code,
Yeah.
or or perhaps if illegal or if there's illegal activities done on the roads, you're not going to shut the roads down. You're not going to close the roads because somebody was speeding on it. You're just going to try to, if you're going to try to think about it logically, you just go after the bad actors. So if you're trying to go after somebody that's laundering money, obviously the best place to do it is on blockchain because everything's transparent. The hardest way the hardest thing for a government agency to do as far as tracking money is to try to track cash. If you're dealing with a suitcase full of $100 bills, that is substantially way more complicated to track and trace, especially over a duration of time, than it is for blockchain. We can basically go back all the way to 2012 or even technically 2009 and see all the transactions that were made for all the blockchains. So for me, I think it's comical. I don't think the regulators really understand how blockchain works. I don't even think they understand what they're trying to ban. This is basically just the internet protocol. VPNs, you can circumvent all of it. So it's
you bring up some good comparisons. I've seen a little of this online. It's the software developer made the software, then a criminal used it. But where do you draw the line? You have someone making vehicles, someone commits manslaughter, you to go after them. Someone making
Can I make
guns,
one quick point
a kitchen knife. I'm trying to think of another example real quick. A dollar bill. I've seen a poop dollar video on YouTube. Do you go after the Treasury Department? Where do you draw the line? Crow, feel free, jump in. What are your thoughts on this tornado cash situation?
So this is the way I look at every point that he just made is valid and it's good, but there is a flip side to this, and I always try to look at the other shoe. Whatever my stance is, I always try to look at the other perspective, right? And to me, if I were a regulator or I were somebody trying to enforce a clean blockchain, so to speak, one of the easiest ways I could see to track the criminal activity associated with something like this is to scare all the good people away. So in other words, it's almost like, you see in every movie, you got some assassin running through a stadium crowd and nobody can figure out who he is, right? Well, if you get rid of that stadium crowd and the assassin's the only one standing there, it kind of helps narrow things down. And ultimately, I think it would help in some ways. Say, hey, if you're good, and you're gonna have to figure something else out because this is so notorious for criminal activity and hackers and people, bad apples, that figure out another way to do this. We've got our eye on this, and we're trying to catch all the bad apples. That would be the easiest way to do it, is to just basically outlaw it and restrict everyone else.
Yeah, not only that, not just one bad apple, but a ton of them.
Where does that stop? Right now it's tornado cash, but I mean, what happens when there's a DApp on Ethereum? They're going to shut down Ethereum, it's basically nobody really uses tornado cash. Let's be real.
I honestly had never even heard of it until they came out with
it doesn't have very much liquidity. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna end up going any further than this. Honestly, I think it is.
Like you said, they're gonna have to draw the line somewhere. Where do you draw it? Is it is it Ethereum for making, or is it Vitalik for making Ethereum? Is it Al Gore? He invented the internet. Where do we draw the line?
Mimblewimble Litecoin. That could be next, brother.
All right. Well, last question on this topic, crypto face. I kind of want to ask you about some of these first and second order consequences of some of the actions taken. I'm asking you this because you're the little plug here. You're the creator of Market Cipher. It is a crypto software tool they use with TradingView. I actually don't make a trade without it. Throw you a little plug there. But as someone who's worked with crypto software, developed some software here, developed tools for the space, are you worried about some of the second order consequences? Are crypto developers who specialize in privacy software, are they looking at maybe an exit from America now? Are they going to be, are we going to see a brain drain as people move to Singapore and some of these other countries because they're scared to work on anything in the U.S.?
Yeah, I mean, people are already leaving the U.S. just without that. I certainly do believe that in a more chaotic world, private. Look at the price action, man. I haven't looked at the chart in a long time. The last time I checked, Monero Zcash maybe was up there. Monero's doing really good. So your privacy coins are always going to, they're always going to kind of be there. Everyone says how blockchain is and how like blockchain can actually be used against us, which I kind of understand, but they kind of already got everything they need on us. They got our phones, they got our bank accounts. I really don't think like some blockchain is going to turn AI even smarter against us. They already got better stuff than that. They got debit cards and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, 7 billion, I guess, with the tornado cash. Never heard of it. Ain't that much. To piggyback on Crow, we just sent a couple briefcases of $40 billion east back east to the who knows what. It's now I can't talk. We're gonna get shut down. Who am I?
I don't know, but hey, watch your laptops, Crypto Face. You never know what's going to be on there. All right, let's move on. Talk about Alphabet. I wanted to share this chart again, or this graphic. We were looking at it. Not that one, but that's a good one too. No, Alphabet, like I said at the top of the show, the largest investor into crypto of the year. This is the size of the funding rounds. This is for 2022 or September 21 through June, so right under a year. Google/Alphabet leading the way with $1.5 billion invested into crypto, beating even BlackRock, beating even Morgan Stanley, and Samsung just going crazy here, just investing in anything that says Web3. Goldman Sachs, PayPal, Microsoft, Commonwealth Bank, Tencent, Citi. Huge names. These aren't small players. We're talking about billions of dollars here, but Google surprisingly leading the way. I've brought up this example in the past. Crypto Crow, I'm going to bring it to you. We always say, look, sign of a bear market is good news, doesn't move the market. The example I was given, I think it was September, October, November, December-ish area of 2017. There were rumors, and maybe it was real or not, Google and Amazon, they were buying up domain names. It was like google.bitcoin.com, amazon.bitcoin.com. Huge pump. Everyone's freaking out about it. Everyone's loving this news. Now we're seeing tangible evidence of Google investing in blockchain, yet it's crickets. Is that always going to be just a situation of the bear market? Is this something that we can't help due to the halving cycle? Will this end ever? What is going on?
This actually goes back to everything else I was saying earlier, in my opinion, in the sense that there is an entire framework being built under the noses of everyone in crypto right now. And a lot of people are just choosing not to see it because it's not trendy, hip, cool. It's not driving speculative investment from the mom and pops and the newcomers to the space, because they're all chasing NFT dreams and all of that. And listen, that's all fun and that's all good. But there is, like with like smart dust and all these crazy technologies that are legit, and they're happening right now, and it's all going to play a significant role. And when you look at what I've learned is, if you follow green, if you follow anything ESG related, if you follow anything associated with global warming or anything in that vein, and the companies, all those companies, they're all deeply embedded in that. BlackRock especially. All of these companies are building a framework for blockchain, but it's the use case for that blockchain or blockchains or protocols or applications aren't as pretty right now for everyone, right? So everybody's overlooking it. They're not thinking, oh, well, Alphabet is invested in all these companies. That's cool, but people aren't putting it together yet. But you figure by 2030, because that seems to be the big metric year for when all of this starts to come to fruition, if there is going to be such a thing as a global digital ID, where do you think that's going to be? Who do you think is going to control that? Who do you think is going to launch that? Do you think it's going to be me in my house, or is it going to be a company like BlackRock and their affiliate companies, that get so much government subsidy funds and whatever? Like, it's going to be that group. Any of this technology that involves keeping track of carbon taxes, carbon footprint, how much we eat in a day and where, our Internet of Things, Internet of Things, I think, is going to be the big, big, big thing. Maybe not by the 2025, 26 market, but by 2030, Internet of Things is going to be so substantial. And a lot of the technologies that we're seeing right now associated with Internet of Things, in my opinion, aren't going to be it. It's going to be these companies that are being built under the radar. They're being presented. They're the logos on a lot of the papers that we see that we flash over because we're not reading about it on CoinDesk. We're not seeing it on Crypto Crow YouTube or BitBoy yet, right? So people in general aren't really paying that close attention because it's not the new, right? It's not as exciting. But I'm telling you, these frameworks are being built and they're happening. And
it looks like a little bit of a boiled frog strategy. And next thing you know, you'll be asking for the cricket milk. But no, I still will not eat the crickets. All right, Matty B.
Can I say a little something on that? Oh, okay, never mind.
Face. No, jump in, man. You know, this is a loose show. It's a loose show.
This is what I was gonna say. Like back when I said Bitcoin 64K top forever, we're starting to see sniffs of fruition of what I was trying to tell everybody, and that is that institutions getting into crypto doesn't mean buying Bitcoin and sitting on it like an idiot. Like I'm gonna say we're doing. I was just joking with the thing, okay? But no, they're gonna do their own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't care what you say. You can clone a cat, you can clone a Bitcoin. You can't clone gold. And damn it, I had a really other good point, but that was my main point. Was that institutions are gonna do their own thing to have their own control? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Face, real quick.
Don't get on your Bitcoin or your coin.
Yeah, Crypto Face, real quick. You're more privy to big players moving, or more open to the possibility, or maybe you're just listening more that there are big players behind the scenes making some major moves, and a lot of people just kind of follow. With this, all this out there, Alphabet, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. Do you feel like some of the major winners have been chosen? And I don't mean the new protocol that hasn't come out yet, but the wallets, the exchanges, the main DeFi protocols. Have the winners already been chosen?
No. No, there's actually there's still competition going on. I wouldn't say the winners have been chosen. There's front runners.
All right.
This is a tough thing. A lot of them are going through successes and failures. Are you kidding?
Hey, I think that speaks. Yeah, it's a little intermittent, but yeah, I think that just speaks to product is king here, and so
yeah. One thing I wanted to add, the one thing I wanted to add was actually the case of Tesla, and I'll be really quick. Everyone was all happy when Tesla institution came in and bought Bitcoin. They sold the hell out of it for some profit. You know what I'm saying? So whenever these institutions are going to even if they do buy your coin, not do their own project, they're not going to be sitting on that stuff forever, like Michael Saylor claims people are going to do. So nobody's safe.
Hey, it's granted on Manhattan. What are you talking about? Piano Matty B. I think Crypto Crow, he kind of brought up some good points when he was looking at the people that are pouring money in. These are the biggest players in the space, and he brought up the ESG and the green movement here. Now, is there any kind of alpha that can be derived from this? Can you look at this and see Alphabet's investing in Dapper Labs? Let me see what Dapper Labs is investing in, and then maybe try to make some moves there. Is there still alpha to be gleaned, or are we still just retail fighting amongst ourselves and that delta's closed?
Well, I think they both had great points, but it's always been a beware of what you wish for me. So it's like reminds me of in high school when you'd go to a party, let's say the pothead party. And as good as the party was, everyone would be saying, well, it'd be nice if, the rich kids with their hot girlfriends would come. It would make this party even better. And eventually you get a knock on the door, and then there's the rich kids and the hot girlfriend. You shut the door, you ask your buddies, should we let them in? I mean, it might make the party better. I've heard that they're party makers. Should we do it? You do it. You open up the door, you let them in. Party's over. They come in, they take over everything. They trash your house. You and your dad go to jail. They drink all the peach schnapps, and it's over.
Yeah.
So
it happens every day. Every day this is happening.
Good.
All right. Yeah. We love some Matty B story time. It's he'll paint a picture. He's quite the artiste there. All right. Now, Sin City Crypto, last question for the show here. We have a little bit of a divergence of strategies here. We have Alphabet. They're more investing in infrastructure and some of the major players. But then you look at Samsung. They're just going all in on gaming. I know Samsung, obviously, tablet maker, phone maker, they're going to go in that direction. But Google, they have Android operating software. So what do you see in their strategies? Who do you think is going to be the big winners? Is it going to be these companies investing in infrastructure, or is it going to be these YOLO companies saying, hey, I'm going to find that next Axie Infinity?
Well, I think each company is staying in their lane. So you have Google working on Web3, you got Samsung working on gaming. That's kind of more tailored to what each individual company's more tailored at. A couple things though. For one, I want to emphasize the importance of or the magnitude that is Google getting into or is piling into the Web3 and then crypto. They have so much data, and data is power. If you look at throughout the history of the world, you look at the greatest empires. They also had the largest libraries, and libraries carry information. Information is data, and we all know who the king of data is, and who has the most data, and is granddaddy of them all, Google. And if you have power, you know what the people want. They know what you want. They know what the YouTube viewer wants. They understand what the people want more than the people do. And so because of that, they're going to have a leg up when it comes to advertising their products and having a pulse on what the next bull market's going to be and what products are going to come out first. And I think they're getting ahead of the game. So if you're trying to get a leg up and see where the industry is going to go, no better company to look at and follow their information, it's Google, because I'm telling you, their algorithms, their computers, they have seeped into every piece of your life, and they understand what the hell is going on everywhere around you. And then, with Samsung, I mean, they're absolutely killing the game too. I'd be kind of fearful when it comes to data, when it comes to what Web3 is gonna end up transforming into. But one last thing to mention is that, these numbers, these companies, they, when you showed your graph there, this was from 2021 to 2022, also happens to be during the height of the market. And like CryptoFace said, not everybody has that same strategy that MicroStrategy has, and they are just buying and hodling for all of eternity, per Michael Saylor's interest. But other companies we saw with Tesla, like Cypher said, they sold. And I'd imagine that, Google and the Alphabet company, I think they probably are buying and selling in the same way that the retail is. I mean, it's no coincidence that the buys that these big companies are putting in so many buys is because they're shifting their profits around, and that the S&P 500 was breaking new all-time highs day in and day out, and portfolios are just getting stacked. And so a lot of these big companies were just moving assets around and like, hey man, let's throw some money in crypto. And then the market started going down, like, hey, we need to sell some stuff. What are we selling? Crypto. So I'd like to see what this chart looks like in about 6 months. So I think you're going to see the polar opposite. I think you're going to see a big sell-off when it comes to the big companies, but they're going to pile back in on the next bull run, and they're going to lead the charge, data in hand.
Okay, and I love that. I would agree. I would say maybe the selling when they're investing in the companies so much, maybe a little bit harder to scale out of. But I just got to go back to what CryptoFace said. I'll tell you what they're not doing. They're not buying Bitcoin and sitting on it like an idiot. And I think that's just a great summation. Obviously, we're all idiots, but I say that in a good way. I say that with love. All right, I think that's all we got, and it looks like Sin City Crypto, maybe it was that home field advantage for us at least, but he narrowly edged past Crypto Crow right there at the end. I think he saw those points close. He kept it going there, but he knew what he was doing. All right, Sin City Crypto, feel free. Leave us with some parting thoughts, please.
Yeah, well, here in the Hit Network studios, I had to take one from Ben's page and just keep the mic going, And also, I just want to say, man, I ran into Taco up in here, man. That dude is jacked, man. I was like, Jesus, Ben told me he had a security guard up in here, but I didn't know he was also in front of the camera as well, man. So, anyways, man, tons of hospitality. We love being here, man. Absolutely, big fans of DZ and Ben, and thanks for hosting us. Also. Big fan of CryptoFace, man. Good to see you. We had a bender one night in Las Vegas, man. I don't know if you remember, but
and shout out to CryptoFace's fighter, Crypto Crow.
You see, like I was gonna say, like you XRP. I was gonna say something like you XRP guys are like Chad party. party. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
He is
Yeah.
one of them XRP guys. So,
Yeah.
so right on,
From
man.
the
Thank
Big
you.
Boy meetups, I can confirm XRP Army, if you're watching right now, you got a little smirk from that. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you're also a party animal or if you
Crypto
used to be.
Connect Expo this weekend. You guys should all be there.
Yeah. Check
Yo,
out
Mike
Expo.
Perry fighting
Hey.
this weekend too. Bare Knuckle, FC 27. He's gonna be rocking Market Cipher again, baby. Don't miss it. Bare Knuckle FC.
Hey, and you don't want to bet against Marcus Cipher. All right, that is all we got time for today, Bit Squad. Until next time, it was a great episode. Hit that like button. Easy out.
See you guys.
Frankie Candles. Frankie Candles.